and the only guest appearing.
First,
this is his
appearance.
This is his
They
obligatory season 8 appearance here.
First appearance of the season.
They scraped up enough to get me on for a couple episodes this season.
Well, you know what it is we I can't believe we said this. It really didn't last long. We fired Giark.
Already,
Giark already.
He's
out. At the end of that last episode, I brought up that Giark lost connection. Like, hopefully, we didn't lose too much. Giark said I only lost connection for like 1 second. That's what he said. It was way more than a second. Luckily, like I honestly I don't know how many minutes we lost, but there was a part where I was like, all right, well, like let's just move on, and I just kind of edited it into a nice place to just move on from that conversation we had to something else.
I mean,
luckily.
like reviewing it, I couldn't even tell. Like, it sounded great. You did a great job.
Well, like yesterday's news, he's out.
But also, like, I also did lose the internet on Friday. And so the episode posted late. Some of you might have noticed. So, yeah.
I wasn't going to say anything. But I reached out to Giark, and I let Giark know that I don't know what he thinks is going on, or what kind of unpaid internship position it is, but that we expect a very high level of professionalism from our unpaid interns. And lucky for me, lucky for all of us, really, that job didn't end up working out for Craig. So back there in the booth, the original Craig is back. Welcome back, Craig.
And still unpaid.
Craig,
yes,
he got a 3% cut on his non-paid salary.
Yeah, we actually cut his salary even more. Actually, Craig pays us now.
That's right.
To be here, it's great.
We had to take him back,
Okay, so like, isn't that most internships? I feel like it is kind of like you're
it
expected
really
to like
is,
pay
right?
for certain things out of pocket or whatever, and
either
like
pay
like
or you're giving
you're working
time
for free
because,
essentially.
Yeah.
Like,
because you're giving you're supposed to be learning.
You work
some
for
from
free,
the mentors,
and they
right?
don't help you
Mentorship.
with anything, right? Like, you pay for everything, and they don't pay you still.
And then, like,
God,
when they
I
ask
wish I
for
had
coffee
one.
or whatever, you're just kind of expected to get it. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, all right.
Honestly, it's a bad rap, is what it is. But you have to do your due diligence and go through it.
Honestly, I would love to have an intern at my studio just for all the work I don't want to do. Right? All of like hey, like, can you just do this or do that? Oh, man,
all that
sounds
office
great.
work.
Yeah, I mean,
if
the
I
work
could get
that
rid of my
it's
job, that'd be great.
kind of. Well, it's the work that, like, it's low brain work, but just almost busy work, right? Like, I gotta input this information into a spreadsheet. Like, that's perfect intern work.
Yeah, it's not necessarily the hard stuff that can drain you. It's the easy, mundane, meticulous kind of like stuff that's not hard, but it's time consuming, and then it drains you, and you're just like, it just saps the living life out of you. And then creatively, you're just like done. And office work is like that.
100%. 100%. But what's up, guys? I mean, Farm, it's been a while. Farm and I were talking about music before this started. Have you been playing any video games?
Mostly just Fortnite with the kids. That's it. That's
Fortnite.
I've had time for.
Fortnite.
Yeah, we played Star Wars Fortnite, and now they've got the superhero season coming out because the new Superman comes out July 11th.
Yes.
Okay.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Is this a controversial question to ask? When did Fortnite just sell out?
I mean, when they first started doing licensing, I feel like,
right?
They sold out when they started, claiming they came
like,
up with
Battle Royale.
Yeah, when they claimed they were the creators of Battle Royale from PUBG, even though PUBG, said they were creators, and even though they weren't really the creators.
Right.
It's kind of vicious cycle. Everybody just claimed it.
Although I will say, Fortnite took it to another level, like including the bus. That was very much a PUBG thing.
They took it to a kid friendly level that honestly that They have that art that
they're really good at that.
Everything they really are.
They're really good at it, dude. Like their Among Us game type, I like that more than real Among Us. Like, has it been long enough now for me to say that Among Us sucks and that like I hate that. I'm tired of that game.
I think that's already been said by you, right, Dave?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. I would say Among Us has gone over like a bunch of changes and stuff, so it might actually be better now.
How about we just let
that I'm just bad at lying.
Why don't we just let things be bad? How about that? How about instead of taking bad things and then changing them, and then people can be like, "Oh, it's actually good now. You should go back and check it out." Why don't we just let them be bad, and we can all just move on? Right?
That's not our culture anymore.
That's the last thing I want to hear. That's the last thing I want to hear. I don't want to hear be like, man, I played Among Us. I hate that game so many years ago. And then to be like, oh, man, but there were some pretty big changes. Why don't you go back and try it out again? Now. It's better now. And I'm just like, is it better? Like, but then I feel bad talking crap about it because, I'm talking crap about this Among Us that only exists in my memories, but isn't the thing that exists in reality. I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like, some of these other games, though, too, that have gone through so many vicious cycles. Let's say Sea of Thieves. Like, it's gone through so much change and overhaul since the inception of it. But there are still players out there that say, they're one side of the fence or the other. Like, oh, yeah, this new improvement really changed it. Or if you've been around long enough, is like, well, it's still, like, for those diehards on it, they're like, yeah, it's still not great, So I guess it depends on what spectrum you're on.
A game I've never heard that on. There was a game that was good when it came out. It's gotten free updates, and it continues to get better. And that game is Stardew Valley. That game was great when it came out. No, Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley, that game was great when it came out. I played it back when it first launched on console. It was a ton of fun, and he's released a ton of more content that's really opened up the game, and people love it, and he's released it for free. And that's one that, but no one's ever like, oh, I hate Stardew, it sucks, and then it's like, oh man, the new update makes it better. But
Stardew Valley is one of those games that are all of a sudden a happy surprise that you found out about it. It's not like, at least to me, it was never one of those games that was just like big, a game that I just like had to try out. It slowly came about, and then if you played it, you really liked it, and they just grew on you.
What is a game off the top of your head that was bad at launch that they fixed later? That like you're like, oh no, you got to go back and play it later. It was better later.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
So I recently saw this question, and immediately what came to mind was Fortnite. Like, not that I thought it was bad at launch, but really, like it was definitely way more niche and way less like enjoyable for most people.
So okay, like I'll restate that. I really enjoyed the actually save the world part of it, but when we played let's say the battle royale aspect at launch, it was rough, it was terrible, and the guns did not connect. I remember that very, very clearly to this day, that the guns were trash. Like the shot registry was just so bad.
I mean, Farm, I feel like you're describing Fortnite right now. Keep going. Yeah, the guns suck. The shot registry's bad.
I know it's way better than it was then. Like I wouldn't play it to this day if it was that bad. But they did some overhaul, and I've been actually having a lot of fun. I've been having a lot of fun with my two sons, and we even I got my brother on for a couple games, the last couple days. And the shot fidelity is way better than at launch. I remember telling David that I would not play that game, because at least the battle royale part, because I just couldn't hit anybody with the guns. It's just like, I'm not going to play a game.
Sounds like a user error.
No. You guys know how I like
exactly.
And
sounds like
the shot fidelity. I know exactly what it needs, and that game did not have it at the time. But they re-engineered it.
We all know someone who's that way, right? That's like, man, the rifle's messed up. I just can't land any shots, dude. Like, it's not me, it's this gun, bro. This gun. I can't get any, can't land any shots. Yeah.
That used to be like half of a nav in the old days. So like
what got me out of playing Fortnite is getting a Steam Deck because it's not on there. And now, with the Xbox back home, I can totally play it, but I just don't want to spend the money. I can't go back. I loaded into the game recently and almost spent I don't know, $30 on something, and I was like, what am I doing? I don't even play this game. But you know what it was? I was gonna buy the customizable Mandalorians.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, what am I doing? Stop, Johnny, stop.
That Star Wars thing almost got me. The Star Wars map or whatever almost got me back into Fortnite there.
Yeah.
That was close.
That was the thing. Sweet. That's Fortnite. Everything in Fortnite is tied to some real world event that's currently happening, right? Even when
marketing.
The Avatar
it is totally just a marketing ploy. It really is, because if the kids are talking about it, then the parents have to know about it. If the parents know about it, then they're the ones with the money, right? And it's just that they're smart about it. But I mean, all these kids are playing this game, and whether it be I want to go to see Superman, or I want to go see all these music stars. I mean, with all the music stuff, I mean, the reason they're doing that is to get people go and see their concerts or whatever, talk about
100%.
I mean, I mean, yeah, it's just crazy. It's
stems
to a whole different thing.
With the Ariana Grande, I know I'm talking about stuff that happened years ago, but Johnny didn't know. My son at the time, at the time that this happened, he's still my son at the time. Johnny didn't know that Ariana Grande was a real person. I remember his face that I was talking about Ariana Grande, and he was like, "What?" He's like, and then I'm like, "Why are you being weird about this, Ariana Grande?" And he's like from Fortnite. I'm like, "Yeah." And then me being like, "Oh, I guess I should go through and explain this is actually Ariana Grande's a real person. LeBron James is a real person.
All these real people."
I mean,
yeah, they're not just characters in Fortnite. No.
Well, that's really what he thought. Right? They're just characters in Fortnite. Why wouldn't
he, though? Unless he had some outlet, But, I guess their whole idea is hey, indoctrinate the kids. Eventually, they'll see these stars on some other medium, and they'll just connect. I mean, honestly, that's so true. Once you already have familiarity with something, you're going to connect with it easier. And they're doing
it's a little bit of both, right? Because then you also get the people who do know them. Right, you get the kid who plays a lot of basketball to be like, I'm gonna download Fortnite because I want the LeBron skin.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. 100%.
We were sitting
100%.
I mean, Halo was our generation of custom games. Fortnite is definitely this generation of custom games. I was just sitting in here doing some other work, but I was in the lobby with Enoch and Abel, and we were just they were just jumping into a custom game. So I jumped in, and I just kind of was in and out doing work. But they were just playing this custom game for the longest time, just,
Yeah, we're going to talk about, though, my son does that, too, with his friends from school, and I hate it. It's so annoying. It's custom game where they just have this huge space with nothing in it, and then there's every weapon you can just pick up any weapon as soon as you die, and they just go in and shoot each other. And I'm like, is this fun? Are you guys having fun? And you know what my favorite part is?
They were having a blast, and
they're not having fun. They're getting mad. They're getting mad at each other, right? They're like, stop using that gun. That gun's so cheap. And then they're like, no, I'm not going to stop. And I'm just like, man, sometimes. It's a vicious cycle. And I was just telling John, I'm like, man, sometimes the way kids play together is pretty brutal, dude.
No, it is. I remember an Army Men game we had on the Nintendo 64, and we had to set some actually house rules because certain weapons were so cheap. No, it was seriously, we did. So there was 2 weapons that we couldn't use. So there was this thing with the trigger that you could auto aim without looking down the sights, and so you could be at the bottom of the map with a sniper and just auto target something, and you could just automatically shoot them from at the bottom of let's say we're in the kitchen. You could be at the bottom of the kitchen, somebody's at the very top, and you just do this thing and you just shoot them and kill them easy. And same thing with the rocket.
Sounds like my
auto aim.
Sounds like my kind of gun. Sounds like my kind of gun, man.
Yeah, you could do that with those 2 weapons. And in my defense, I was the one who kept doing it, but my defense, it was in the game.
Of course.
It was in the game, and I was destroying people. But my brother didn't both my brothers, but mostly my older brother wouldn't have it. He's like, that's not that's not real. That's not
it's not fair.
accurate enough to how that gun should work. And so we had to set some rules for that.
Yeah. Army Men though, when are we gonna get like an Army Men HD remake? You know what I mean?
I don't
Come
know,
on, that would be sweet, right?
It would be sweet.
Get some green and some tan guys. I used to play the Army Men games on PlayStation all the time.
Yeah, our first Army Men game was actually a PC game back in 3DO. I remember it to this day, and there's another funny story to me, anyways, about that game. It was my brother's game, but I was able to watch him enough to where when I would play on my turn, I would get a little bit further, and it was his game, but I ended up winning the game before he did, and he was so mad at me.
Right. Well, back in the day when you like just would start, right? Like so you could watch him and see how to get through stuff. I'm assuming.
Yeah. No, I mean,
what you mean.
I wouldn't have anything else. We had one PC. We didn't have a console at that time. We just had this one PC that we played games off of, and so we just, most of the time we probably weren't supposed to, but we kind of snuck it in anyways.
Oh yeah, totally.
But so we watch each other, and I remember it being a good memory having, but still it was just like, okay, if you played it first, the other person's gonna learn from you, and it's gonna be easier. Of course, I was just naturally good at games. That's I've always kind of had that knack. So
there's a word for that. There's a word for that. That's called drafting. Okay, that's actually a thing.
Right. Like with bicyclists do this. Yeah.
Let other people do the work, and then you come and claim the victory. Okay. I mean, whatever it takes. Okay.
People in public high school on your science project team also do this.
Whoa.
Yeah. Listen, it's a good.
That
strategy.
Sounds like close to home. There.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved those games. I played the crap out of them. That was what got my dad really. My dad doesn't game anymore, but he loved playing that. And I was like, listen, man, you loved these like Army Men games. Like if you learned, the thing for him that he could never get the hang of is like the two thumbsticks, right? Moving your head and your body. That it does take some time, but I was like, if you learned that, please, with these like modern shooting games, you'd be done. Like all you would do is play Call of Duty,
Yeah.
What was the new one? What's the new one? D? Black Ops 11 or something insane now?
something like, 7? I don't know. 6, 7.
Like
oh gosh, why can I not remember? Is it 7 or is it 8? I don't know. It's one of those.
I don't know. At this point we have, and that's just Black Ops, right? That's not like the other
7,
Call of Duties.
7.
Yeah, I thought.
Do they still do that? Do they still have like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and are they not the same? Because before,
this is the first time that like Black Ops has followed Black Ops, like been released like back to back like this.
No, it's never good, in my opinion.
When are they going to go back to the historical Call of Duties? Do they still do that? I don't even know. Like I don't even check on Call of Duty.
I feel like it's mostly been like Modern Warfare and Black Ops. And like for a while they were doing like Advanced Warfare, and then they did like that one Future Warfare, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, I actually
isn't this new one Future Warfare?
This one is very futuristic in terms of what it looks like, yeah.
Interesting.
Did you see the trailer for this, Farm?
I have not, but I did see the title.
You should watch the trailer. You should, because like if you didn't know it was a Call of Duty game, you would be so into this. You really would.
Yeah, watch the trailer because
I'm gonna tell you right now. I would be.
It looks cool
so
until
many
it
games
says
right
its until it says its name, and then you're like, oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Oh man, this is great, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those.
There's still so many good games right now that I'm just missing out on. That I either have started and haven't finished, or I want to start, but I know I don't have time for it because I haven't finished the other games that I started. So I'm in this really weird place, just trying to get some other stuff done.
You got to play Expedition 33, man. So good.
One of these days.
I haven't played Expedition 33 since the end of Act 1. Listen, listen. Before anyone says anything
to be fair,
before anyone
I did the
says
same
anything,
thing. I took a break. Okay, that was
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want to spoil it for Farmer. But like, before anyone says anything to me about how awesome Act 2 is, and I need to get into it, that game hurt me. Okay, that game hurt me, and I'm not there yet. Okay, I just need a little bit of time to breathe and recover before I come back to it. Okay, I was not ready for that. Which is funny, because I even saw David start to go through the ending of Act 1 a little bit, but I didn't know anything about the game. And then apparently I just didn't remember any of it, because when it happened to me, I was like, what is happening right now? I just remember
you texted
David
me and you're
always.
Like, wait, what? And I'm like, you were there. Okay.
Yeah, but like I didn't know anyone's names. Or, you know what? There was one part that I like thought, I guess this is a minor spoiler. Not really. For some reason in my memory when David went through that part, there was like with the younger girl character is like down the hill and trying to run up the hill to save him. That's totally not a thing. I don't know why I thought that. Like it's like I don't know, like I have like that, running up that hill song in my head. She's like running up the hill, and I was just like, that man, dude, I just made that up in my brain. That's crazy. But I've been back to playing Farmer. I've decided to follow your example. Do you want to hear something sad?
Interesting.
I was only playing
games?
No, I have decided to not try to stream so much. I wasn't even able to stream once a week, right? And Farmer, has Farmer streamed? Have you streamed in 2025?
Yeah, I streamed on my birthday.
A little bit.
Yeah. A little bit.
Okay. Just one time, I think, this year.
He's going to stream that control multiplayer game with me at some point.
I would like to.
Well,
I really want to get into that game, but I just...
The thing that's hard was, so I'm playing Octopath Traveler, the first one, right? Super pumped about it, having so much fun. And then I had this great idea that I'm like, I'm only going to do story missions on stream. But then the problem is I don't have time to stream ever.
Sure.
And so I just totally stalled out on the game.
Yep.
And then I came back to it and I was like, you know what? Like, I want to play this game. Mm-hmm. But I just can't eke out time to stream it. So I started playing it off stream. And you know what? Great. Fantastic. Love the game. Highly recommend. Yep. Hey guys,
and especially with having like a handheld console or anything like that, you can.
Oh man, dude,
30 minutes here and there, but you can't really. Why would you stream for just 30 minutes? I'm not saying that some people can't do it. I know some people have like 2-3 hour streams and make it work. But 30-minute stream just doesn't seem like it would.
Honestly, for me, even the 1 hour, I don't even if it's an hour, I still usually won't stream. Well, because then if I have an hour, it's not an hour stream, right?
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
it's like a 40-minute stream,
right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay,
all those commercials, I mean,
it's like, now for commercial break.
Well, the commercial break, getting everything set up. Of course, stuff doesn't work. It's just a lot. So then it's like I would rather.
And then
just play the game for
your
an hour.
intro, your outro, all that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, the intro is 6 minutes already. My intro screen and such. So, but I've been back to playing it, and guys, Octopath Traveler is such a good game. I've been playing the crap out of it while I've been on break from Expedition 33. Also, you know what? Did anyone here finish Final Fantasy 15? Like the car one?
Not yet.
No. I started thinking I would get back into that. So in January, I was going through the remake of Final Fantasy 7, and I was
what a great game. By the way,
I was running through it like crazy. Then I got to the next part, and then I got to a place where I stopped, and then I'm like, I haven't been back. And that's.
Do you mean remake or like the? So there's Final Fantasy 7 remake, and then there's Final Fantasy 7. What is the other one called? There's like remake, integrate,
remake.
No, but like they didn't do
Rebirth.
The whole Rebirth.
Yeah.
It's called remake, but it's integrate.
Integrate. Okay, yeah.
Well,
I love that game.
Integrate.
Man.
So integrate is remake with like an extra little like chapter or whatever.
Yes, with the Yuffie
that's
chapter.
What integrate is. Yeah.
Yeah. It has the extra chapter where you can play as Yuffie. It's like an extra 6 hours.
Yeah.
But
right.
that game was so good, Farm. You didn't finish it?
I finished first part, then I got into Rebirth, and I played. I'm very close to the end, but I got to a spot.
Did you?
I haven't been back.
Well, I mean, like, hey, 7 Remake is finally coming to Xbox soon, Farm. So
I played.
Did you play
13, so.
the original Final Fantasy VII?
Nope, I did not.
I have heard for Rebirth that some fans of Final Fantasy VII didn't like what they did with the story. Because the whole thing in it is that it's like not the same timeline, right? So like things are different. Really interested to see how I feel about it when I play it, because I tend to kind of like those things, you know.
Oh, have you not played Rebirth?
Because I've only heard
I haven't played the second
pieces,
remake.
Like I mean, hints towards it, oh yeah, it's like kind of like they take the story in a little bit of a different direction, and like it's not the same timeline or whatever, and that has me really intrigued, because that sounds kind of like
I tend to like movie, you know? I'm at a very like a point in the story where it's just like there's so many different things that could happen. So I'm just like, I have no idea. But the last time I played was in February, so I'm like, it's almost like where am I? You know, I don't know. But, I want to get back.
So when Final Fantasy 15 came out, so here's the hard part. I actually own the game on Xbox, but I want to rebuy it for my Steam Deck. Right, I want to buy it on Steam. Because I remember just not liking it, and a big part of it I remember was I didn't like the game, like the fighting style and such in the game. Yeah. You know, like just the turn-based style and such. I wanted to move away from that. And so but after playing Expedition 33, I really wonder if I'd feel differently, you know, about the game, and if I would like, because I didn't get very far in the game at all. Like, I didn't give it very long at all. And I just wonder if I'd like it more, you know?
Well, 15 isn't turn-based. It's like a weird, like, quasi, like, real-time action, but it's queued.
Like, right, but in a way it is still kind of turn-based, because it's queued.
I mean, kind of. Yeah, sure.
I don't know how I would feel.
But it's not real. But it's not real time either, right?
Like that's playing Final Fantasy VII. I really like their combat style, and it'd be really
they do a great job with that. Else. Like with modernizing it and like making it work.
Yeah, you know, it just feels smooth, and it just like, I don't know. I have done some turn based with some of the other Final Fantasy, but I really did like the newer, like it felt like you're in control with everything, you know, almost all aspects of it. Very, very smooth, and your rotations and transitioning between all the characters and your abilities, and really feeling like you're able to like capitalize on all these things during your fights. So that's been a lot of fun.
Well, and Expedition 33 has just gotten me to enjoy turn-based more for what it is. And I don't know, I wonder if part of it too is, again, you know, I'm like just a walking Steam Deck ad, is playing it on Steam Deck. I just feel different about, you know, it's a different platform, so I just feel different playing games on it.
I would say I'm not a turn-based guy. I would say ordinarily, almost every turn-based game I have not been able to get into, with the exception of like Larians, you know. But like I don't know, like Expedition 33 just, I don't know, unlocked something where it's like, oh no, this is actually really, really, really super cool. So I don't know, like maybe it will like help me like when I go back to like things like even like Octopath or, you know, any other turn-based game.
Where totally, it's gotten me to really enjoy them more. And so I actually wish listed a bunch of Final Fantasy games. I never finished Final Fantasy 12. I got pretty close, but I never finished it. And I mean, I played that back when I was like a young teenager, right, on the PlayStation 2. Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 15. You know, I was already playing Final Fantasy 6 before I got into Expedition 33. So that one, of course, I want to go back and do, or like totally finish. You know, I'm still like going through and doing all this stuff. It's a lot of fun, but I haven't picked up It's not remake. Final Fantasy 7. What is that other? Rebirth. This is the problem, right? Is that well, but it's not just me, right? Like it's like, oh, Final Fantasy 7 remake. Sure. Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy 7 remake is the name of the first one. And then they're like, oh, well, it's remake Intergrade. No, remake Intergrade is remake, just with like the DLC bundled in. It is a stupid.
Well, and it's like enhanced or whatever too. Like, but yeah,
right. Yeah. Is it like rebirth, reimagined, rejuvenated, what? Like, God, like, you know what? That naming system is about as bad as like the Xbox, like Microsoft naming systems of like.
I was gonna say. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Red vs. Blue Recollection series.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude! Like.
Where I feel like it's the one thing. It's like I love Bernie Burns' writing and everything, and I think he does a fantastic job with just about almost everything he touches. But that naming scheme of those 3 seasons like drove me insane. Like it's like, wow.
What was it? It was Reconstruction, something, and then the last one was Revelation. I remember that. I have a style of music that I have a similar naming convention where I make it with these specific sounds, and then there's reconnection, recollection, restoration, recognition. Like I have a bunch of those, and I thought about I could make a couple more songs and make an album and call it the Recollection. And it's the collection of all the RE songs.
I like that. Yeah.
Is one of those ideas, but yeah, like the stupid. I haven't played that one yet either. You know, that stupid Final Fantasy 7 stuff. But you know what? I have been playing Farm. I've been playing the Final Fantasy Magic: The Gathering. I've been playing a lot of Magic: The Gathering. I play every day.
Nice.
Still,
nice. I still haven't
every
created
day.
My account yet.
Still a good time.
The second that I heard Final Fantasy 16 was coming to Xbox, I bought that on Xbox. So I'm very hyped for that. Yeah.
Is Final Fantasy 16? Isn't that also an MMO?
No.
Is Final Fantasy 16 not an MMO?
14 is the MMO, but 14 is on Xbox. And then there was also an MMO, I think 12 or something like that. But that one was I
think it wasn't 11. No, it's 11 because 12 is another one.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to watch the showcase the other day. So what's the big things that you guys are excited that was announced a couple weeks back?
There's only one thing that is interesting that's coming out, and that is the Final Fantasy Tactics Ivalice Chronicles. They did a full remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics, and then not only are they releasing it with like voice acting and all these other upgrades, but they're also releasing like the classic version that's coming out. Super cool. I'm super excited about it. Literally,
can you flip a switch and like turn it back and forth like, you know, Master Chief Collection and all that?
I don't think so. I think that they're like totally separate. But that's the only thing that matters.
Like 2 separate games. Yeah. But I think that honestly that works fine. I really do. Like,
wow, I thought Final Fantasy 16 was an MMO. It's not.
No, 16 is the yeah. Apparently 16 actually has like real-time action combat and stuff, and like was.
Oh, hey, look, it's not on Steam Deck. You said it's
exclusive.
You said it's coming back to, or it's coming to Xbox?
Right, yeah.
Cool. Other than that, I don't even know what else is coming out. I don't even know. Do you know what else is coming out?
Well, I mean, mainly they highlighted Grounded 2 and Outer Worlds 2, which both look great. They both look fantastic. Then they also spent a long time like talking about Clockwork Revolution, which looks fantastic. Like that's that time travel, like almost like a BioShock kind of like game, you know?
Yeah.
That looked really cool. And then that Black Ops 7 trailer, literally everybody was caught off guard by that Black Ops like title at the end. They're like every single react I watched, and I watched like a good like at least half a dozen different people like react to this, and like every single one, they were like super excited until that Black Ops showed up, and then it's like, oh, it's Call of Duty. Okay.
Yeah. It's all but and they have what high
but
too? Interesting.
Yeah, and then Indiana Jones DLC, which is cool.
Man, I want to get back into that game. That's the game that I'm going to whenever I get back into playing story games. Got to finish what I started, you know?
Yeah, but that was the majority, I think, of like most of the announcements.
Chronos, like the New Dawn, looks kind of cool.
I've heard some interesting things about the. Apparently, they just had like a gameplay like beta or something for that recently, and it did not look good. Apparently.
Interesting. It almost was giving me Dead Space vibes there from just that that picture there, but. And I know Chronos is kind of an older game too. So interesting.
At least I think that's the same game, but I'm not sure. Oh no, that's a different game. Never mind. Sorry. Strike that from the record. Chrono is the game I was thinking, not Chronos.
Yeah, it's kind of close.
Similar names.
Oh, there's another Plague Tale game coming out.
Oh yeah, there was another Plague Tale thing too. Yeah.
Man, I need to get back into it. Like, I've started playing the first one, and then I got so wrapped up in taking pictures in the game that I never finished the game because then I got distracted. It was pretty.
There 16, is a
Final Fantasy 16 Shadow dropped actually, which was really cool. So it's already out on Xbox.
On Xbox?
Yeah.
What?
So that was neat. That was a really cool Shadow drop.
Farm the Xbox handheld, the Xbox ROG Ally handheld got announced.
Yeah, I did see that.
And it's super expensive. Probably.
Probably.
They didn't announce the price, did they?
No.
Not yet. Actually, something came up. I went to another city nearby with Johnny on Sunday, and I want to complain about the ROG Ally a little bit.
Oh, no.
So I was at this store, and they had a bunch of computers and stuff right there, and gaming stuff. And one thing that I thought was interesting is they actually had like multiple different like levels of ROG Ally out that you could hold, which I've never seen that before. Like you could hold it and try it out a little bit. And they had like this other like really giant, like the biggest handheld I've ever seen. I think it's like a Lenovo, I don't remember, but it's huge. This huge one. And the ROG Ally. And they didn't have any Steam Decks. I was holding the ROG Ally. I have one negative thing to say about it, and this comes into play with like the Microsoft version as well. I imagine it's the same. I think the Steam Deck has better thumbsticks than the ROG Ally does.
I'm not sure about the thumbsticks for the ROG Ally. Yeah, you might be right on that. What I do know, because I watched a few reviews of people who actually like got to like get hands on with the ROG Xbox Ally. They say that even though the like the handles, the like, you know, the grips look kind of dumb, that they feel incredible. That it makes it actually feel really, really good. Like it's the best feeling handheld that they've ever held. Just
that
because
part
of,
makes sense. Yeah, like ergonomically, that makes sense. No, but I'm actually talking about like you know the thumbsticks themselves. You know when you like move them around and stuff. Like I'm holding an Xbox controller now, and like Xbox is really good with like the thumbstick feel. I actually prefer that the Steam Deck feels looser than the Xbox controller. Like it took some getting used to. I would say the ROG Ally comparison that I tried there, it's like a step past the Steam Deck in that way of like how the thumbsticks felt. And I hope that they have a more Xbox thumbstick feel, personally.
I'm sure that the internal device will, but like, I mean, that's still a few years away.
So, Farm, are you going to get a Xbox ROG Ally? What are they calling it? ROG Ally Xbox?
Probably not really. I mean, whenever I'm here,
ROG Xbox Ally.
I've got my PC. I've got my Xbox over there. And I haven't had time to play them. There's really no need for me to get a handheld because I can't play. If I had time, I'd play it right here. You know, which I mean, I have played. The games that I play lately have just been, like I said earlier, Fortnite, and that's about it. Fortnite.
You know what I should do
here and there, but that's multiplayer kind of game. And It's just been limited.
I might be more open to playing my Xbox again if I invested in a more comfortable desk chair. Because my Xbox for the first time is at my desk, and like my studio desk chair, like I think I paid like I'm not to be 100% honest with you guys, I think I may have paid like $15 for this chair.
Ooh,
so just like imagine. Just imagine. It's terrible. I hate sitting on this chair.
Cardboard with a staple sticking up, you know. Right?
I hate sitting on this chair. And so I don't really want to hang out in here for long periods of time sitting on this chair playing games.
That's fair.
But dude, chairs are expensive.
They are expensive. I got this chair. I just looked earlier as I went to the last couple of days while I've been sick and I haven't been able to do anything. I actually went through all my email accounts and sifted and filtered. Like it was a huge ordeal. Like it needed to be done 5 years ago. You know, kind of thing. But in so doing, I looked at all these things for the last, it felt like 10 years. It's crazy. Different things that I, either got or different things that happened. But my chair is almost 10 years old. And I'm like, holy cow. Of course, that's why, it's starting to fall apart a little bit on the outside. But it's I put a good amount of money into it, but it's been so worth it because I work here from home. I sit on this chair every day. Pretty much every day, every week. I'm in this chair, if not doing music or something like that, but, working, gaming, whatever, I'm in this chair. And it's been pretty good because when I'm in this chair, I don't think about it, and that's a good sign.
Mm.
If you think about it, then that's the bad part, right? But so I mean, it's made its money, or whatever you want to like. It's given me 7-8 years of longevity, but initially, it was super expensive.
When I sit in this chair, it slowly goes down, so I have to constantly keep lifting it back up to the right height. But yeah, so I've been sitting in this chair. It's 1 p.m. my time. I've been in this chair since maybe like 9 a.m. working on music stuff, and I'm ready to leave this chair and go sit somewhere else. It's not great. Maybe it's time to invest in a nice chair. D, you have a nice chair, right?
Yeah, actually, Does anyone want to name lucky.
Drop? Does anyone want to name drop their chairs? I'll look them up. Farm, what chair do you have? I'm gonna look this up while David talks about his chair. What is it?
Maxnomic Gaming.
Maxtomic?
Nomic with an N.
Nomic gaming chair. All right, D, what's your chair? Name drop it.
I actually don't know what it's necessarily called. It's a Lazy Boy though.
Ooh, sounds nice.
Ooh, lazy. What? It's a recliner?
Yeah. My downstairs neighbor was moving out and they needed to get rid of his chair. And I'm like, well, I'll take it because I'm using like a $15 office chair with
me too.
Back and like,
are you using a recliner or is it like a Lazy Boy office chair?
It doesn't seem to lean back all the way, but it does like recline a little bit. So it's not like a full recliner for sure, but it's a nice chair. It's very comfortable. I like it.
Yeah, I am not having a good time in this chair right now. Oh, Farm, this chair looks kind of like a pretty normal gaming chair. Oh my god, I just got to the prices. What? This chair, what?
I told you it was an investment.
Oh my god, dude! What is this?
Like, it was worth it. I'm telling you right now because this thing where I've been sitting has it has morphed into my body. It's I've impressed it enough. I've sat here enough that it is just like wearing a pair of pants or something like that. You just sit in, you slip in, and it forms right to your rear.
All right, guys, listen to those listening. I'm not going to say how much these chairs cost. I'm looking at the 4 most popular. I'm going to choose one of the middle prices here. And I'm going to say this. Remember, I paid $15 for this chair. One of these middling price chairs I could buy more than 25 of these $15 chairs.
You could stack them on top.
I'm not gonna name prices, but I am gonna make you do math.
No. I said more than 25 because you know what? It's actually way more than 25 of those chairs. If you want to do the math, it's more than 25. Way more than 25 of those of these $15 chairs to get this chair. Whoa, that's crazy.
So back in the day when things weren't as expensive, this chair was $450.
That was pre-tariffs.
Pre-tariffs, this chair was $450, and now, they're way more expensive than that now. But I'm not gonna kid you; these look nothing to that Halo chair that they had, that brand that they had with that Halo chair. I don't know if you guys ever saw what I can't remember what brand that is, but Halo came out with this Halo branded chair for this certain company, and it was $1,500 or something like that.
Jeez. And how are you not sitting in the Halo chair right now?
That's I wanted one so bad, but then it was like, is it a Halo chair or a guitar? So
right. Well, that's kind of where I'm at, dude. For $500, dude, I could buy a bunch of cool synth stuff for that.
I know.
Maybe I'll just go get one of like those cushions off the couch and I'll just
get
sit on
foam.
Top of that,
okay,
on top
just
of this chair.
Get some plywood, get some really good memory foam, and you're good. You'll be fine. Don't worry about the splinters.
Yeah. Okay, I've looked up this one, and the one that I'm in is about 300, give or take. 300.
Oh my gosh!
I found it.
Hayworth.
It's also really well used. Let's say, okay, like I should probably get a cover for it.
But those are the best, man. Honestly, if they have the holes in the side and everything, I mean, you know that it's comfortable. I mean, the Lazy Boys that I've had or have used, I mean,
actually, Farm, I am looking at the Hayworth.
Yeah, the Hayworth chair.
The Hayworth chair. It is literally $1,500, or expensive. $136 a month.
Yeah, you can do payments with a little bit of interest for.
No, it's a 0% APR.
Interest for how much? For how long though?
Just put it on credit.
So many months it's going to go into interest. It has to.
Oh, what if I get it with lumbar adjustment? Oh man, with the lumbar adjustment, it goes up an extra $75.
So Farmer didn't get to see them, but like Johnny, you've seen chairs at my parents' house, the really nice Lazy Boy chairs you can sink into. They ended up getting 4 of those because they ordered one and it was the wrong color, and so they told them, and they're like, okay, we'll send you another. And they're like, well, do you want the other one back? And they're like, no, just keep it. They sent another one. It was still the exact same color as the first one. So they asked for a third.
Somebody
just kept on repeating until they got 4.
Somebody messed up.
These are the fourth one.
On the fourth one, did they get what they wanted, or it was still messed up? And they're just like,
I think every single time it was messed up, and they just gave up at that point. They just gave up.
They have 4 matching chairs. It's like, hey, why mess up a good thing now?
I want to clarify, by the way, you guys, that my couch in my living room costs as much as Farmer's chair did pre-tariffs when he bought it. Just want to throw that out there.
Well, this is the only thing I bought as far as furniture, to tell you the truth. Everything,
but like you said, it's paid off. It's been great.
It's paid off, great, and it honestly, it's probably saved my back and my other joints because I sit here. I have literally sat here on a daily basis. I sit here for easy. I get up and down, obviously, but I will sit here from 6:30 till I'm done with work. Could be I'm done at 2. Could be done at 4, 6. You name it. I could be on this chair for 10, 12 hours, So.
B, what is the what's the age range of our audience? Because this is the most middle-aged conversation I think we've ever had.
I was just thinking that. I was like, okay, well, season 8 it's just gonna be the old man season, I guess, because last season we yelled at everybody. This season we're talking about do we want to compare Canes next or
Listen to anyone who's younger listening to this. You don't think it's a big deal? It's a big deal. It comes You think you're fine sitting on, just a hard piece of wood. That's how you get hemorrhoids. Okay.
Look, I mean, like, yeah. Well, when you're when you're in your ancient 30s or whatever.
Look at this chair. It's like a stool.
If anyone,
my goodness.
Hey guys, the visual bits back. Farmer sending us pictures of chairs in the chat.
It's hilarious. It's a stool that is $2,000.
Listen, Kanye West made that stool.
Oh man, I just don't understand.
On that note, everyone go buy a new chair. And
back when he was good.
Yeah, back when. And I think that's it. Make sure to like us on all the things, and we'll catch you all later. Bye.
Get out of here, Craig.